Hello, Joyce and Anthony aka JJ here with new fill features coming to Blender 2.93. Number 1 is a new precision parameter option for more accurate fills, and as you're seeing, this is just a short 5-frame animation that I did to experiment on. So make sure that you're in the fill layer, and then at the top you click on precision. So the default is 1, and I'm going to be experimenting and showing you with his feet. So if we zoom in right now, this is again with precision 1, and as you can see, there's some white spaces. The whole fill didn't fill in the complete foot. So now if I change the precision up a little bit and then I add it, as you can see, it's more precise. It fills the whole foot. The second new fill feature is pretty awesome. It's a new stroke extension option. So I'm going to zoom in to show you. If you look at his headband, do you see like the gap that I have? I put on purpose. So in the past, if I tried to fill it, it would fill up the whole screen. But now, if I go up, make sure again you're in fill. You're in the fill layer, and click advanced, and then I'm going to turn that up. So right now I'm holding down my keyboard, and then you're going to see these blue lines. So what these are, they're temporarily filling in the empty spaces. But make sure that when you're doing it, you kind of make sure the blue lines are small, because if you see they're way too long, it only filled in a tiny section. So I'm going to have it barely there. And what I've noticed is I kind of have to zoom in a little bit to make sure it fills the whole headband. Number 3 is a new duplicate empty keyframes option. So on the left, I'm in version 2.92. So if I do the drop down in the object data properties, you just see duplicate layer. Now if I go over to 2.93, you have this option to duplicate empty keyframes. According to the Blender release notes, this operator is very useful to duplicate the keyframes, but don't copy the strokes to be used in cleanup or painting works. So I just tried, I duplicated the letter and I wanted to use his headband. Number 4 is a multi-frame, is now in draw mode. In the past, I think it was just in sculpt mode, vertex paint, and weight painting, but not in draw mode. So I did make my lines thicker, and I am using a stroke extension like you saw previously. I already know this isn't going to come out perfect, but I wanted to show you guys what this really can do. I think this is for more simplistic shapes. If I, probably maybe use less lines, it would have come out. As you can see, the pants, parts of it in each frame are colored using multi-frame. But again, I think this is for more simplistic, less lines. If I, like I said previously, if I would have used less lines and been more precise, I could have used the multi-frame and all of his pants would have fully been colored in. And now number 5 is the interpolation has moved. So right now I'm in Blender 2.92. And if you look at the top, interpolation is at the top in draw mode, right there. Now I'm back in Blender 2.93, currently in alpha. And if you go to draw mode and scroll down, interpolation is now at the bottom. The interpolation is now a tool and not an operator. And it also has tool parameters that have been moved to the top bar. The new automatic option to flip strokes if the stroke and end are not in the right position. Also, flip can be set manually for corner cases. And there's a couple more features. I've linked the release notes for Blender 2.93 in the description. Last but not least is fill tool shortcuts. These are not new to Blender 2.93. These are just shortcuts that I've learned over the years using the grease pencil. Make sure you have fill selected, and by holding down shift and the left mouse button, you're able to create this instant fill layer. Is fill layer the right word? Fill section? I don't know, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. And the second shortcut is, you see this gap right here? By holding down Alt and the left mouse button, you can create a line that makes it easy for filling. Well, I hope you learned about some of the new fill features coming to Blender 2.93 and shortcuts that you can use when you're ready to fill in a character, regardless of what Blender version that you're in. This is Joyce-Anne Anthony, aka JJ. Until next time.